So while you're now walking towards your finish line, like your goal, you might be frustrated, confused, hit with challenges, with obstacles. So how can you navigate those challenges? So what you need is a map. And what I mean with a map is you need values. So of course, every person has values. Like values are guiding principles on how to make decisions. The only difference is that most people are not consciously aware about their values. So that means they make decisions every single day, not really understanding the root of their decision. So that is very, very important once we work towards a goal, because again, if our value is in direct conflict with the outcome, like our goal, then we might have a problem. So let's dive today into values. And the way how I want to do this is I want you to do the exercise and come up with your 5 top values. Like, what are your 5 values? Like the things that are important to you, the things that give you fulfillment. And I want you to write them down. And once you have them, I want you to think about what needs to happen, like what are the rules in order for you to feel that value being fulfilled. Because again, I could say one of my values is success. But it's much more important to understand like what's the rule that needs to happen in order to feel successful. It's not success itself, because again, every person might have a different definition of success. So we can all have the same value, but if our definition is very, very different, we will make very different decisions. So write down your top 5 values and what are the rules for you that need to happen that you feel that this value is fulfilled. So once you have done this, I want you to reflect and really see, are those values currently values in your life where you make daily decisions? Because sometimes people pick things that they want to have, but not necessarily the things that they're currently having in their life. And that's just a very good realization to say, okay, if these are the values that I put down, but it's actually not the values that I live every single day, probably I have different core values, but maybe these are the values that would bring me fulfillment, and probably these are also the values that would bring me to my finish line. So how can you change your values? Or how can you change the rule, the definition of your value, so you can finish your goal?